The final game of the round is the Newcastle Knights taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. The Cowboys narrowly missing out last week, whereas the Knights narrowly winning their game. I mean, the Cowboys looked far better, but I'm not going to back them this week, just because the only reason they looked better is because Michael Morgan took the approach of, if you want a job doing right, do it yourself. So he just ran. He just ran it every single time. There wasn't much link-up play. I think teams will have just caught on to the fact that it was just a Michael Morgan running game that kept them in that game. Hampton looked okay. Drinkwater looked good at fullback. Tabuai-Fidow, of course, scoring that try. But I see there being too much quality in this Knights side. Not on the edges, but definitely through the middle. But I think the Cowboys are as stuck for quality on the edges as the Knights are.
So, if you go back to the 27th of June, you and I were watching the Cowboys game from two very different parts of the world against the Knights and asking what Cowboys side had shown up because they were up 26-0 at halftime. We then saw in the second half, the Knights pull up 20 points in about 15 minutes. The Cowboys scored to kind of put them to bed, but a 32-20 game in Townsville after getting thumped the week before. Again, it depends on what Cowboys side turns up. You could have the Cowboys side that took it to the Bunnies and very nearly took them out, or, the side that took it to the Raiders and very nearly upset one of the, maybe premiership contenders. Or you could have the side that I chose 2 weeks ago who turns up against the Gold Coast and gets absolutely thumped. You can't tip them with any confidence. I'm agreeing with you in the sense that I think the Knights get up here. I can't really picture much else happening, although, we know what happens when I say stuff like that. I am going to go with the hammer to go over again. Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow for an anytime try scorer. I think he's got the speed to burn around Toa and Hymel Hunt. You very well could see something like what we did last week where you have Drinkwater dinking over the top, the hammer just screaming through, and you can just see the flames kind of flying up off his heels as he runs towards the try line. So Tabuai-Fidow, anytime try scorer. But I can't spot much else, to be honest. If you want to be a little cheeky, if you really want to be a little cheeky, you can make an argument for Mitchell Pearce at $3.60 for an anytime try scorer. But I'm going to go again with the over. It should be pretty good conditions up there in Newcastle. The over at 44.5, but you know what? Let's roll with it. I think they'll get it. Both sides attack well, but are questionable in defense. And I mean, you see with the Cowboys, it's either amazing or not. As far as the Knights go, their last three games have been 42 or above. I think 45 is pretty achievable. So Tabuai-Fidow, anytime try scorer, over 44.5. I'll give you a second try scorer just to try and put some juice in there, just because why not? Because I'm a try scoring addict. There's no better way to put it. Let's go with Shibasaki at 270. I think he has a shot coming up against a couple of centres who aren't overly good at defence. Off a check, there's nothing wrong with him. I think he's a solid centre. But Shibasaki, I think, will have a nice little ball on the outside from Kalen Ponga. It'll be a 2-on-1. He'll dummy and go.
Okay, I like the logic. I'm going to join you on the over. I'm also going to say Knights 13+. And the reason that I say that is the Knights have far much more to lose from this game than the Cowboys do. The Cowboys can afford to throw the ball around just because they're not making, while they still mathematically can qualify for finals, it's way too much. They've won 3 games all season. It's not going to happen. They go away at the end of the season, lick their wounds for 2020, and that's it. But I think that the Knights, knowing that the gap between sort of finals and non-final spots could close up very quickly, the Knights need to get back up into those top 4. I mean, you look at them through all the way up to, I think it was about round 9 or 10. They were in the top 4. They were going good, and then all of a sudden, just their season completely derailed, and they've been slowly sliding down the table. And they need to get back up there. And I think a big win against the Cowboys fills them with confidence and gets them back to realistically where they should be, because there's a lot of quality in this Knights side. So yeah, I'm gonna go the over. I'm gonna go Knights 13 plus as well. Well, I think that does it there then. Thank you for joining us once more as we attempt to take you through the teams to the best of our ability, albeit limited. And thanks again to the guys over at RCR for sponsoring this video. If you would go check them out, their link's going to be in the description. Use code CKM for 20% off your entire order. Free delivery over £50 as well. I can't remember if that's just in the UK or outside the UK. Either way, go spend your money there. They deserve it. And thank you very much for joining us. We will see you for the next one as we talk about how well we did or just how badly we got this one wrong.